Hello, I'm back with a tasty stack of new, mostly Charlton romance comics. We start out here with "I Love You" with a Tom Sutton cover, and another "I Love You" with an Art Capello store cover. Young Brides. I think that's a Frank Boyle cover. Could be mistaken. My Only Love. And this is Our Love Story, number 37. It's got a groovy Johnny Romita cover. This is reprinted from, I think it's My Love number 2, which is kind of a pricey book. It's been recolored and it doesn't look as good as the original, but I was glad enough to get this for cheap. And My Love 31, I think that's John Buscema cover, probably inked by John Romita. And I got this little stack. I bid on it like it was one of those 9-day auctions, and I bid on it the first day, and nobody else bid on it, so I got them really cheap. They're all I Love Yous. These are later issues in the run. From most of these are from 1979. This one, you could say, is all new stories. It's got some mostly Nicholas and Alicea. And then some of these, they don't say all new, and they're reprints. All right, a little bit of CPR going on there. CPR leads to romance. Or no, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. And this is a duplicate that I got, but it's in a lot better shape than the other one I have. It's got a great Mike Vosberg cover. And last but not least, this I Love You number 126 with this is a reprint, but it's got a groovy Jose Luis Garcia Lopez cover and story in it. But that's not even the best thing. It's also got, even though it's a reprint, a story by Enrique Nieto. Let's look at it. Isn't that beautiful? Older Than I Look. It's about this guy and girl, Keith and Ruth, and they're kind of really into each other, but she's only 17, a junior in high school. Dad didn't want her to go on a date, but he'd have a fit if he knew I was parking with him. Oh, pardon my finger there. So he goes on and on about how she's so adult, and she's like, "Oh, you're pretty adult too." Look at that. It's just a fairy tale romance going on here. So when Keith started coming around every day, Dad got madder and madder. "You're only 17, Ruth. That clown acts like he's a grown man. He is an adult, and so am I. He wouldn't be able to shave if his father didn't buy him razor blades. You're both kids, Ruth. Act your age." Kind of a cool page layout there. And at the beach, I told Keith what he said. "And Dad doesn't want us to go steady, much less make any serious plans. Parents can be really stupid sometimes." I don't know what he's doing with that rope. "Romeo and Juliet were in their teens, Ruth. What would grown-ups know about love anyhow? Well, you said you're grown up, and Keith, you said you're grown up, Keith, and older grown up men, older grown ups like our parents. First clue there that he's not 100%. So they go out looking at stuff, oh man, I'd like to have that water bed. Ooh man, look at this TV with a built-in tape and record player and a radio, only $1,000. That's for us, darling. Dreams, yes, we were both sure they'd come true someday. We don't have to we don't have to wait until I finish college, Ruth. We can get married this summer even. I'm old enough to work full time, Keith. Your parents are paying your way. We can save practically all my pay. He's like, yeah, put this girl to work. I'm tired of being treated like a kid. Look, Ruth, I've got about $100. You get as much as you can, and we'll get married right away. If we drive across state lines, we don't have to wait 3 days. That's right, darling. This time, it isn't just talk. I like the little, effects that he uses. Black and white and kind of streaks in the background there. Very nice artwork. We decided to do it the next day. I waited till my sister went to her drive-in job, and I took her ID and driver's license, knowing that it showed I was 19. You look like you're going on safari, Ruth. Oh, Keith and I are going downtown before we go to the beach. I didn't want to look like a slob. All set, Doll? I talked to Bob and Linkowski. He married Cindy last spring, and he said it's no sweat. Those trees in the background, pretty awesome. Our money won't last long after we're married. We'll have to stay somewhere till we get an apartment. We'll move in with my folks, honey. They can't do anything after we're married. My dad would be furious. And my mother will be heartbroken. They'll get over it. Parents expect too much from their children anyhow. They treat us like puppets. Do this, do that. We've got to do everything their way. He sounds like a little boy now. I wonder if we're as adult as Keith thinks we are. Just think, in a few days we'll be married. Keith, what if we run out of money? No sweat. I'll phone Dad and borrow some of the next year's college tuition. We can pay him back on the money you earn. No thought of him getting a job. Our money won't last. No, wait a minute, I'm on the wrong page there. I don't believe you, Keith. You can't start out like this, claiming to be adults and running to our parents every time we need money. They owe it to us, don't they? There's a gas station up there. We'll get a couple dollars worth of gas. You going to the ladies' room, honey? No, I'm going to the little girl's room. My own room back home with my parents. We're not adults. We're just kids with big ideas. I love the stuff he does with the hair. We'll go home then. I don't care. I never really loved you anyhow. Like those pants. Pretty awesome. So she goes home and fesses up to her mom, but she already knew what was going on. I found out I'm really young, how young I really am. Now you're beginning to talk like a grown-up. And here's a Johnny love story. Hour of despair. So Johnny's at the beach and he sees this groovy blonde, but she's all upset. She's out of sight. A chick like this should have a dozen boyfriends. So he tries to cheer her up with the song, but she's like, you know, don't try to cheer me up, friend. Right now, I don't believe I'll ever smile again. What a shame. I'll bet you have beautiful teeth. And she smiles. And they hit it off, of course. So they walk along the beach. And Garcia Lopez, you can sure draw figures and backgrounds. I wonder how old he was when he was doing this. Must have been in his early 20s. So they come across her boyfriend, and of course he wants to start trouble. He starts insulting her, and Johnny insults him back. So he wants to start the fight, and he's bigger and stronger than Johnny, but Johnny takes him down a peg. Crack. Watch it, Johnny. I read you loud and clear. I'll get you, you bearded beatnik. Time for a dip, Ann. Come on. So they get in the water and have some fun, and she's like, I don't know what I ever saw in that guy. So he's like, well, I've got a little bread. Why don't I buy you some hamburger and some shakes? She's like, oh, my dad's having a barbecue. Why don't you come home with me? So they get on his bike. She rides sad side saddle. So weird. Vroom, and here comes the guy, tries to run him off the road. But Johnny's gets away from him. And so they go to her house, and of course Johnny hits it off with her father. And his mom's like, oh, Janie's having a party tonight. Why don't you and Johnny go over together? You can use my car if you like. Maybe we better not, Mom. Mitch would be there, and he'd only start more trouble. That's what I'm hoping for, Ann. I won't let it spoil your friend's party, I promise. So she gets all dolled up, and Johnny changes his shirt, gets washed up, and she comes out looking great. And if Mitch gets insulting, don't worry, Ann. Don't worry about me, Ann. Let me handle it. He's bigger and stronger than you. I've got faith in you. I didn't think you'd have the guts to show up, beard freak. One reason I'm here, Mitch, I want to apologize. Let's go for a walk, fella. I want you to know, I want to show you the swimming pool. And the party's going on, people are dancing. So they go out to the pool, and of course Mitch is planning to pull a fast one. And he kind of gets Johnny to the edge of the pool, but Johnny makes a move and pushes him in. He comes out all pissed off. You crummy punk, I'll really fix you now. Look, Mitch, let's just shake hands and part friends, huh? Don't you just take another dip, Mitch. You're really looking for trouble. You're really looking for trouble, and you're gonna get it, punk. You really put him down, Johnny. So he says, I'm not gonna bother you. I guess I'll just go home. And so he drops her off without any trouble and kisses her goodnight. See you tomorrow, Johnny. I'll dream about you. Good night, Ann. I had a groovy time. But of course, Mitch is waiting for him. Vroom, vroom. Look at that. That's classic Garcia Lopez there. It could be Batman or something. Vroom. What the? It's Mitch. So he tries to run Johnny off the road, but of course Johnny's too quick for him. He gets out of the way. I'll nudge him into the, missed. And he goes into the ditch himself. Come on, Walker, get out of there. It might go on fire. I asked a passing car to send a highway patrol car out here. We're going to wait nice and peaceful. So Johnny doesn't make any accusations. He just tells the highway patrolman exactly what happened, and he knew that Walker would probably lose his license for the accident. Next day, he told Ann and her parents why. If drivers like Mitch Walker lost their licenses, it would be safer for the rest of the people. I agree, Johnny. On behalf of Ann and ourselves, I want to thank you. The end. Well, I hope you liked this little stash video and with a Nieto and a Garcia Lopez story. If you like this video, then like it. And I'd like to read your comments, and I appreciate your subscriptions. So adios, amigos.